Did you watch the interview that has the whole internet in uproar?
Mm-hmm. So who do you talk to, Keyshia? Like, who do you have a therapist?
No, I'm my own. I'm the therapist.
Mm-hmm.
He'll tell you I'm like a real therapist.
Whew, baby, that right there. Because when I heard that, I felt that. I felt that as a woman and as a therapist. And how many of us have said something similar to that without even realizing it? How many of us have put the needs of our men and our romantic partners ahead of our own? Shoot, if I'm honest, this whole interview hit deep. And it opened up a real conversation about love, healing, faith, accountability, and emotional balance. So if you're ready to talk, grab a chair, take a seat, and let's get into it. Hi, I'm Dr. DeeDee Wednesday, therapist, mommy, and motivator. And today we're going to talk about the intersection between therapy, love, faith, and real life relationships. So let's get into it. Let's go ahead and unpack Gucci and Keyshia's Breakfast Club interview. And this one is layered. There's prayer and there's therapy. And if I'm honest, there's a lot that we all can learn from both Gucci and Keyshia. But that's only if we allow ourselves to take our biased blinders off and see them as people, not just celebrities. Now, I'm going to be honest, as a therapist and a woman, sometimes I find myself torn between saying, sis, protect your peace, but still knowing and understanding that people need and deserve love even as they're healing. And honestly, this interview showed both. A lot of people aren't talking about this, but the truth is, Gucci took real accountability.
Apologize to everybody.
Gotcha.
I really did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how like AA means they tell you, hey, call everybody back that you ever wrong. That's how I approached when I got out. I really was like, I wanted everybody to like know I was sorry that, you know what I'm saying? I still don't want to like use mental health as not being accountable for what I said, because some of that stuff I wasn't going through no episode. I said some stuff that was wrong, and I just want to let everybody know, like, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
He didn't just say, I'm sorry, and move on. He went to therapy, got on his medication, admitted that he hurt people, and he's still doing the work. And that's the difference. That's the difference we're not talking about. Because we have lumped this couple in with a lot of toxicity that we see on the internet. But it doesn't actually seem to belong there. Because when there's accountability, true accountability, staying isn't settling, it's supporting. And I see so many women wrestling with this, wanting to be loyal, but also not wanting to lose themselves. And this interview shows that love and accountability can coexist, but only when both people are committed to the healing process. I see everyone passing judgments, saying that Keyshia is stupid or not to let her convince you to be with a mentally ill man. Most of y'all with mentally ill men anyway, they just don't have a formal diagnosis, if we're gonna be honest about it. But the difference is, the men that we're giving a hard time on the internet are not taking the same level of accountability that Gucci is taking. And from a clinical perspective, because let us not forget, she's a doctor. No, but seriously, from a clinical perspective, that's what we look for. Behavior change and follow through. Because Keyshia's love wasn't enough to rescue that man, but it was enough to spark empowered partnership. A partnership where he took responsibility and she supported him. But I'm gonna be honest, when sis said, I don't need a therapist, I'm a therapist, I'm paraphrasing just a little bit. That comment told me something else too. And since we're being honest, let's be totally honest. That sentence came from a woman who's had to be strong for way too long. And as much as I love the strength in that, I also know that even strong women need somewhere soft to land. And therapy can be that soft place. Because as women, we don't have to carry it all alone. Not the marriage, not motherhood, not the ministry, and certainly not that man. Now, when Keyshia said, I'm a prayer warrior, and then she went on to say, when he's okay, I'm okay.
But how do you protect your peace, though?
Yeah.
Like you.
Honestly, during the moment, I'm kind of like stressed out. I'm a prayer warrior. I just pray. And once he starts getting better, honestly, I'm okay.
That hit me pretty deep too. Because as the daughter of a preacher, I believe in prayer. Deeply so. But if I'm honest, prayer and therapy together, that's where the real transformation happens. Because while faith gives you strength, therapy gives you structure. While prayer teaches surrender, therapy teaches boundaries. And you need both, especially if you're going to be loving somebody through their healing season. But here's where I paused.
Once he starts getting better, honestly, I'm okay.
Now, while that's beautiful, that's also dangerous, especially if you start tying your peace to somebody else's progress. Your partner's well-being cannot determine your well-being. You can love him, pray for him, root for him, but your peace, your healing, your joy, that has to belong to you. Otherwise, when he wobbles, your whole world is gonna shake. So yeah, love deeply, pray hard, and support with grace, but keep your emotional independence intact. You can be a prayer warrior, but don't forget to be your own peace protector too. When accountability and love walk hand in hand, that's not ride or die. That's ride and rise. You like how I did that? That was cute. And that's what we want. Love that heals and leaves space for both people to grow. And if this conversation resonated with you, hit the like button. Drop a cute little heart in the comments and tell me, do you believe that faith and therapy can work together? Or have you ever found yourself being the strong one? Loving, praying, and showing up for everybody, but forgetting yourself along the way. And if you're new here, don't leave without subscribing. That's just rude. And I know your mama taught you better than that. Because this channel is all about real talk, soft healing, and therapy that feels human. So don't forget to subscribe, because we are building a community of women who can grow and glow together, one sis at a time. And as always, I love you, and I hope you have an amazingly blessed day. Mwah. Bye.